would give the woman greater freedom and power. It is not an accident, therefore, that many of the goddesses of the Europeans were black. They could have chosen their own women, they chose some of their own women, but the most important goddesses were black. Not just for the African now, in the civilization of the Greek. The Greek was so profoundly affected by the Africans that the goddess of chastity was a black woman, Artemis. The goddess of wisdom was a black woman, Minerva. The goddess of beauty was a black woman, Diana. And many of their great mythological figures which were critical to the vision of history, the history of the Greeks in the Odyssey, the woman who draws, who has the power to draw Odysseus and all his crew into her, is Circe, who is represented as a black woman with African features on the Greek vases. The woman who helps Jason win the Golden Fleece is a black woman, Medea. The woman who marries Perseus, the Greek hero, is a black woman, Andromeda. If you see them represented in Hollywood, they're all white. But if you go back to the original vases, the original art of the Greeks, you will find that the only women they could find to represent the finest attributes in the feminine world were black women. Actual black women. They were literally living black women in Ethiopia who were made into legendary goddesses in Greece. That first invasion of Africa by Europe was not an invasion like the invasions that occurred later. The European was startled by the advances of the Africans. So startled that Alexander decided to build his capital in Africa rather than go back into Europe. And every major Greek thinker, Thales of Miletus, Democritus, Pythagoras, Eudoxus, Anaximander, Anaximenes, Heraclitus, they all came down. Plato, all of them came into Egypt, and those who did not come claimed they came because it was so prestigious. And they therefore saw women differently. In this new edition of Black Women in Antiquity, there is a remarkable woman called Hypatia. Sure. For a long time we thought she was a Greek woman, until Beatrice Lumpkin, doing studies in the rights of women in ancient Greece, found that black women had power and freedoms that the white woman was not allowed. The Greek woman could not head a department in a university, but she could in Egypt. She could not pursue a scientific pursuit without a companion or someone in charge of her. It was possible in Egypt, so that when she studied Hypatia and the freedoms Hypatia had and the kind of work she was doing, it was easy to come to the conclusion no Greek woman at the time was allowed those opportunities. And in that Alexandrian world where you have a mix,
I'm trying to set up the show right now.
And the African, you find the African woman has certain advantages that the Greek woman does not have and would not have for a long time to come. Now, Isis, the great goddess, affected, as I say, Europe as deeply as she affected Africa. All major European powers built shrines to the black goddess Isis. Even the Roman lunatic Caligula built a shrine to Isis.
Mr. Deity.
Who on the line? Who on the line?
Alona. am a Gye-Nyame man. I was born for greatness. My greatness comes from my potent center.
You can, if you want to just watch, you go to GNJMedia.support. If you want to participate, call in. I mean, you on the call-in line. But right now I'm setting up, so we're about to do. We're actually streaming right now.
I pledge to live my life
they can hear everything you're saying.
Self-imposed limitations.
Be careful what you say.
I pledge to promote the principles of the Gye-Nyame warriors and to assist all those who are seeking the path of success. I pledge all these things first to myself, my teachers, to all my relations, and to my higher power. I am Gye-Nyame.
Right, I ain't on there. Ashe, I mean, that's the start screen. Don't enjoy the music until I go on and get stuff set up. That's Eddie Perry, y'all. And Storm 9000. She's like, do you hear it? You gotta hang up the phone because they'll hear you hearing it and it'll mess up the whole thing.
I'm gonna hang up the phone.
We'll be coming in after Brother Eddie get done doing this thing. Welcome to Gye-Nyame Journey Media, family. Nobody does it like we does. We so black we gotta censor ourselves. It's about to go down tonight, family. We're about to have some conversation. Some discussion. We're gonna have some strategy talk. We're gonna have some elders calling in. We're gonna have, listen, I'm opening it up to the world. Some shit going on. We gotta strategize. Some real shit going on. We gotta strategize. Be sure to join us on our Discord. Go to GNJMedia.live or our Facebook page or our YouTube stream. Join our Discord so you can keep up with us. The black line died today. I just posted up the link. You don't understand, don't worry about it. We don't understand it either. We still working on it. We building.
Stuff like that.
Minute by minute, hour by hour. You lose your history. You lose your power.
Minute by minute,
hour by
hour.
You lose your faith.
You lose your faith.
You lose your power.
You lose your power.
If it is to be,
it's
up to me.
It's up to me.
I feel good about myself.
I feel good about myself.
I feel good about the people around me.
I feel good about the people around me.
I feel goodness all around me.
I feel goodness all around me.
And it will follow me for the rest of my life. will follow me for the rest of my life. 'Cause I walk with good. 'Cause I walk with good. And I talk with good. And I talk with good. And I am good. And I am good. And that feels real good. And that feels real good. Good, better, best. Good, better, best. Never let it rest. Never let it rest. Until your good is your better. Until your good is your better. And your better is your best. And your better is your best. Black people. Black people. You were once great. You were once great. You shall be great again. You shall be great again. Lose not faith. Lose not faith. Lose not courage. Lose not courage. Go forward. Go forward. Uplift the race. Uplift the race. Harambe. 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 Harambe.
Women, but the most important goddesses were black, not just for the African now in the civilization of the Greek. The Greek was so profoundly affected by the Africans that the goddess of chastity was a black woman, Artemis. The goddess of wisdom was a black woman, Minerva. The goddess of beauty was a black woman, Diana. And many of their great mythological figures which were critical to the vision of history, the history of the Greeks in the Odyssey. The woman who draws, who has the power to draw Odysseus and all his crew into her, is Circe, who is represented as a black woman with African features on the Greek vases. The woman who helps Jason win the golden fleece is a black woman, Medea.
Learn more at Lady
The
Warriors.
woman who marries Perseus, the Greek hero, is a
Who that in the background?
Africans.
75 years of building the community. Created by Elder Marie Kelsey, 11 Steps, Considerations for Empowering African-Centered Organization. Learn more at mariebekelsey.com. Oh man, family, we're about to go on now because listen. It's a lot of stuff going on right now. We got a lot of people out. A lot of our young people out here on these streets, family. A lot of our young people out here in the community, and they're mad. And they're upset. And we need to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? We need to talk about it. So I'm doing my thing while some of our young people out there doing their thing. And hopefully we will be able to help inform them in their for progress. Well, not even inform them, but help them, because it's not like they're separate from us. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times, you know, the way this generation gap works, or the way that they program us for this generation gap to work, is that each generation is separate from each other, when in fact, in our traditional way of seeing the world, our generations were linked. You know what I'm saying? We often lose because we lose sight of the real game. We think the game is about independent advancement. This is why they can isolate one of us so easily and do what they did to cause all this. Not saying that, you know, because I don't want nobody to ever get take the point that Brother Hatem, you're saying it's our fault. Well, I'm going to say this. I'm going to say that if we were embracing our culture, if we was really embracing who we were, this shit would be happening a lot less. But sometimes shit like this got to happen in order for us to awaken to who we are. The fact of the matter is this, family. Let me say this, and I've been on this for the last 3 weeks. I've been on this for the last 3 weeks, and I want to be very clear. There is no way that we're going to be able to move to another level in this struggle until we start really from our community, start investing in full-time people to be able to speak up for us. Because now we got to talk about what's going on in all these cities. As far as these rebellions or whatever you want to call it, we got to talk about all this stuff because right now, what's going on is right now, because I'm telling y'all, listen to me. One of the reasons Brother Hatim is not rushing to downtown or any of these other places to be in this thing, because first off, I don't know the roots of who's starting these marches and stuff, but I'm telling you this right now. I already know that there's infiltrators that are involved in a lot of this stuff that's popping off. A lot of the stuff as far as the looting. Because really when you gather people together, let me tell you just from experience, when you gather people together and you work them up into with it foaming and in a lather, it's easy for you to push them over the edge to a point to where they start doing shit that might even be counterproductive. I understand rage, and I understand how to guide rage, and I'm not the only one out here in this world to understand how to guide that. There's other people that's working against us that know how to guide rage. I'm asking y'all this question. All of the damage and all the stuff that's happening, because right now, I seen a march yesterday, and I seen a mixed group. I seen a march today, and what am I seeing? What am I seeing? I'm seeing all black people. So I'm kind of thinking, hey, it's some setup going on here. Yeah, I have to step back and I have to look at this once again from yesterday's show. Young men for war, old men for counsel. So I have to call my young people and be like, yo, hey, slow down. We need to go and organize our efforts. We need to build. Because like a lot of people want to rebel now because they ain't been doing shit up to this point. I don't have to get out here and be marching and doing all this because I was marching before the march was necessary. The only people that got to march now is the people that wasn't marching before it was necessary. Only people that's marching now in many cases, and I know some people won't get mad at me, are people who have not been preparing for this time. Who have not been educating others in this time. They're shocked. And because they're shocked, they react. And because they react, they go to a protest that they don't know who put the protest on. And then they could be put in a situation where they have to react, and it becomes very dangerous. You can't get me with this shit. I've been doing this too long. Because I got young people whose life would be on the line if I was out there. Because I already know how some of my sons will react. I know how my sons will react if I'm out there. They're going to be out there. And if they out there, there's going to be a different type of response to what's going on. And it's the same thing with some other elders out there. Those of us that's been building. See, this is the point that I'm trying to make to you, family. Listen. We're approaching with COVID-19 and other incidents recently is revealing is that you have some people that's been doing work and some that's been sitting on the sidelines. Some that got caught up in this post-racial shit. When we knew it wasn't true. But we got some callers on the line. I ain't gonna hog up all of the conversation because we opened it up tonight. Actually was a demand. Sister Navita said, you need to do a show. I said, okay, cool. Let's go and do a show. We ain't did a Freestyle Nia in a long time. And then also, Lady J texted me and was like, you need to do a show. You doing a show tonight? Girl, I ain't do a show on Nia in 5 years. See, like, you need to do a show. So I got to show up. Family, if you want to talk, the call-in number is 614-556-4535. Let's talk, right? Because we need to move beyond just the rage. We need to direct the rage. We need to direct the anger. We need to direct the sadness. We need to funnel all of this into a defining action that will move our people to another level. We're going to go through some news tonight. And I want to be very clear with you. None of the news directly deals with the heart of the issue that is bothering us as black people. A lot of us don't understand that. So we got some callers on the line. What's going on? What's going on? Some people got some. Go and introduce yourself, and let's get this conversation started. Hello? Y'all just listening in? Is my mic on? Peace, man. I respect your channel on YouTube. I'm going to check in again soon. Blessing from London. Wow. See, listen, family. We got family all over the world. And I want y'all to understand, it's building and we are growing, right? Go and support what we doing. Go to GNJMedia.support because this is the issue. Columbus for us is an experiment. What do you mean, Brother Hot Tim? I'm like, yo, family, I'm listening. What I'm saying is we want to build something. We want to do something sustainable, right? Because now I know a lot of people don't agree with what ADOS is talking about, but what ADOS is talking about lines up with what Pan-Africanism is talking about. But a lot of people can't see that because because there's a lot of foolishness that get involved in this, and we got people that are invested in keeping us separate. We got people that's invested in keeping us separate and keeping us distracted. And I know this distraction that's out here right now is serious. But family, we got to understand it's still a distraction because we still need to do the work. Somebody else just called in. You want to join? Go on, hit that mic. Let us know what's on your mind. Don't be quiet.
I'm listening tonight.
Okay, we got Sister Sapphire on the line. I know you.
That's right.
I know your voice. Thank
you.
This is a sister. When we did a call and we said we was gonna do something, we was gonna go somewhere. She made sure we did it in style. See, this somebody that ain't got the see because people like, well, why y'all ain't marching? Because we marched 2 weeks before this goddamn tragedy happened. I need y'all to understand. See, we've been doing the work. And there's other organizations that's doing the work. And I know a lot of people is wondering, well, why they're not out here? See, because I'm going to ask you this. This is a challenge. I had to put one of my young men on this just today. I said, who set up the march yesterday? Not throwing no shade. But I asked one of my young nation builders, who threw the march? What does that say about our community when somebody that we don't even know, an organization that we have no idea about can set up and do a march and get 1,000 people? What does it say? I'll tell you what it say. You're not organized. We could throw something together in a matter of days and get y'all to get active, and then getting y'all active, we could get y'all assassinated.
Permission to speak?
No, you don't need permission to speak. Go on and speak, family. This is our channel.
Okay, so you know what? That really stunned me, how Tim. That was crazy what you just said. That organization that we don't know of can get thousands of us to go out to participate in something. Could be a setup versus an organization that is known of in the community like us, and don't nobody show up.
See, because now whatever, because this is how can I put it? Y'all got to let off steam. Hold on. A lot. See, because and let me do it in a. I like doing the shows about this time, except for the morning, because even in the morning it's too early for the children. I just want to set this up. I'm gonna use some terms that might be a little bit too adult for some of y'all. So if my kids is on the line on one of these unknown lines, get up off the line, Sasha and Gina. I swear to God they be trying to take my job. But listen, family, what happened yesterday was basically a sexual encounter. You had a bunch of people who had a whole lot of pent up frustration, and they got to go out last night and bust a nut. See, that's what our movement has. That's what we're doing as far as our people we have allowed it to descend to individuals being able to gather and bust a nut. But those of us that are organizing, we need not get frustrated, right? Because we don't fall for the okie doke. You know what I'm saying? Because now, not only was I able to ask who started it, and I had people telling me they didn't know, I also asked, did you see any of us down there? And when I mean us, I ain't just talking about black people. I'm talking about us. Those of us that's been working in the community. There wasn't a lot of us down there. Why? Because I'm going to tell you like this right now. Jill, just see, and this is dope. Just recognize your voice. Sapphire called and I could just recognize the voice because we have communicated before. If you had told me about it, I would have been there. But I didn't speak with you about it because I didn't know about it and you didn't know about it. Hold on. So you've been involved in the community for a long time. I've been involved in the community for a long time. You got young people. I got young people. We never heard about this shit. It's something not right. We got to be, old men for counsel. Old women for counsel because it's like, yo, wait, hold on. Wait. There's a march. Well, all right, cool. Who set up the march? Oh, all right.
Martin Luther King.
Did somebody say Martin Luther King? Hold on. Get your kids, Vicky. Get your kids. They on the phone. Get your kids. Please. Sasha and Gina. Go and get off the phone. Get off the phone. My God. So we got another unknown caller. Let me make sure this unknown caller is of age.
Elder Mama Condi.
Woo,
My
thank
number
God.
doesn't show.
I know.
My
hey,
number doesn't show.
That's good. Thank God, because I thought it was another baby on the line. But we got to be, when we organize, and we got to be very, very careful, because I want y'all to understand this, family. There's films all over. There's video. And this is the beauty. I mean, because, of course, we know that social media cut both ways, because it allows us to demonstrate the worst in us. It also gives us a tool. It's a weapon. It cuts both ways. If you don't know how to use it, it cuts you. If you know how to use it, you could build a house. If you could kill a man. You could kill you could do whatever you want with it if you know how to use it. What social media is showing us is that there are infiltrators popping up at these demonstrations, trying to get something popping off. That is not which does not lie in line with the intent of the original march. By knowing the police's response, when the police put individuals in a certain situation, they are going to respond. And if they don't respond in the way that the police want them to respond, if you send an agent up in there, if you send a provocateur up in there, that individual can get people to do it. When you get people excited, it's easy to move them in the direction that you want to move them into. You don't believe me? Go to church on Sunday. It's about to be pain and gnashing of teeth up in this house. Now, so the point that the only issue that the one piece that I want to cover before we start even getting into the news, or even before, because we could get into the conversation now. I'm gonna throw that out there, but I want to know some of the people that are calling in. What are your views on some of the stuff that's happening right now? Because I do understand that the issue that happened with the brother in Minnesota is a major issue. Don't get me wrong. I'm not belittling that, but I'm not going to allow my community to walk into a trap that may have been set up for us because they already know that we got a bunch of people that want to react and not be proactive. See, what happened to that brother was wrong, but it wasn't a surprise to those who have been involved with this thing for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Those of you who have been caught up in illusion, those of you that's been caught up in fuckery, those of you that's been caught up in bitchcraft, it's brand new to you. But those of us that have been studying and have been watching and been observing and been involved and been doing organizing, we realize we know that this is part of the game. This is part of it. Y'all called it a lynching. It's been lynching going on in America since the beginning. We're not shocked. So we don't have to react. But those of you out there right now that, you know, and I applaud the fact that you are trying to do something. But if that something is just going to lead to you being able to bust your nut in a public activity, I would prefer that you just stay home. Because that's all you want. You just need that release. And once you get that release, you're going to go home, smoke your cigarette, and go to sleep. While those of us that's out here doing the work, we going to be stuck. Right? Because now, you know, because it's to a point where I see stuff like this happening and I don't even get excited no more. I used to get excited. Oh, it's moving. Oh, change is coming. But then, you know what I'm saying, the 95% fade off. I'm looking for that 5 to 3% that's going to stick and be like, yo, this is real. This is the issue of nation building. This is the issue of tribe building. This is what we deal with. Like Sister Jill said, it's incredible when you could look and you could see that somebody that's a stranger to our community in some senses. And please don't take it in the wrong way. And if you do, I don't give a fuck. Just being honest. That somebody that might not have done shit can raise and get 1,000 motherfuckers downtown, and then all of a sudden, you know, start tearing up shit, and then don't have no table to sit at in the morning to discuss. All right, we did this last night. If you thought last night was something, that's when negotiation is supposed to happen. If you thought last night was something, wait till you see what happens tonight. But you can't do that if you're not organized. Any comments? No? All right, I'm going to keep it moving. Let's go to the news. All right, we got Kokomin, 1-0 cuz. He threw up. I think that's a turkey. I don't know who flag that is he threw up. But let's go on to the news screen. Throw it over there. Let's go on to the news. Let's go down this news because I want y'all to see some of the foolishness that's up here for us. Oh, and some foolishness that's not. So, you know, I'm going through my YouTube archive, and the movie popped up, and I'm gonna finish watching. I ain't get to finish watching it, but I'm gonna suggest that a lot of people on the Gye-Nyame Journey timeline go and check it out. I did not even know Sunrise made a movie. And in the movie, you know, in the beginning of the movie, all I heard was a planet for black people. You know, and I'm kind of upset with some of my elders because none of my elders ever told me, hey, you need to check out this movie. Regardless of whether the cinematography is good or not, the concept. That's what we need to start getting into. We need to start looking at stuff for the concept so that we can start learning the story mode. Because let me tell you the power of a story. A powerful story will change the very fabric of history. What do you mean, Brother Hatim? Like, for example, we seen this brother laying on the ground with somebody's nails on his neck. I read about it. I haven't been able to watch it. I can't watch stuff like that. And the brother was blatantly murdered. We was able to watch this. Now, let me tell you the power story. You ready? By the end of this, first step, we're going to set up the plot. There's a beginning of this story. And the beginning of the story is going to go back to this brother's criminal past. And the criminal past is going to lead all the way up to how he ended up in Minnesota. And it's going to end with him being at that car and in some form of fashion doing something to, in a sense, threaten this officer in a big or a small way. Right? Then after that, what I'm going to do is, to increase the story, I'm going to allow some of the riotous behavior, and I'm going to start interviewing some of your entertainers. Now, I'm not going to your thought leaders. I'm going to go to your entertainers. I'm going to go to your rappers, and I'm going to let them vent. And I'm going to shake my head, yes, and listen to them as they vent, because I agree. Yep. And then by week 2, everything will be back to normal. I'm a storyteller. I know how the story unfolds. We done did this before. We've been here before. I appreciate the energy, but we don't need this high point of energy right now. We need this energy with some of our young people right now. We need this energy with some of our middle-aged people right now. We need some of this energy focused on some of our elders right now. We putting all this energy into the city of Columbus. And I ain't even go, because I'm gonna even step back. I'm gonna step back from what I'm saying, because I don't even know if we broke the windows and shit. I don't know if we did the damage last night. I want to challenge you on that. And a lot of people that was out there doing that shit last night, they're not over there on Livingston Avenue supporting what's going on over there right now. When we doing stuff like this, we really got to think. And we really got to seek out some of the elders that have been involved in this stuff before, so that we can go and have conversation with them, so that we could really be prepared for what's going to happen. Because all this shit is going to disappear in 2 weeks. And that brother is going to have nothing but a goddamn T-shirt. Nothing but a T-shirt. See, that was one of my young dudes that's out in the streets right now calling me. But I can't, because we streaming. So I got to find a way to text him. And if I had somebody online with me right now that could text him for me, that would be great. Let's see. We got comments popping up. I ain't looking at the comments. So, no comments? So, listen, family, we got to be insightful, and we got to be a little bit more far-reaching with our actions, because a riot is for a night. Organization is forever. A tribe is forever. A village is forever. That's what I'm striving for. This is why I'm not rushing to protest. Because we've been building tribe for years. I'm not rushing to no protest. Ain't nobody in my tribe told me nothing about this. Ain't nobody in my network told me nothing about this. So I have to look at this shit with a side eye. And I know I'm old, but shit, I'm surrounded by young people. I got young people out here. They didn't hear about it. Well, how the fuck you didn't hear about it? First, I didn't hear about it. And you ain't heard about it? You can't tell me nothing about it? Oh. Family, we got to understand. We have an enemy. Woo! For those that don't know, no, the white man ain't try to shoot me. That was that ambrosia. Oh, that was beautiful. Let's drink us some of that ambrosia. Oh, my God. It just blew up. Blew the top off. Clay, give me that cork. Y'all can still see the smoke in it. All right, so somebody just came on the line. Somebody want to make a comment?
It's Mama Condi again. I've gotten knocked off about 5 times already.
Yeah, well, we already know the enemy is working hard, Mama Condi. But
they're working hard.
Hey, now you experienced this before. You've been through this. Well, what's your thoughts on this?
I'm just now finding out about the recent things that are going on.
Well, let me ask you this.
Let
me ask you this before you go on. Were you shocked?
Hell no.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. What did Gil Sky Heron say? America leaves the world in shock. Everybody's always pretending they surprised. But like Noble Drew Ali said, when you know the nature of a thing, you know what it'll do. This is not new. There's no surprise here.
But go ahead, go on what you saying. I just wanted, because I wanted people to understand, if you've been organizing in the community, you're not surprised by what happened to that brother. Or what happened to the other brother in Central Park. Or what happened to Sandra Bland. Or what happened to the young boy in Cleveland. You're not surprised. You're only surprised if you have been living with your head up underneath a rock or under illusion. Let's keep it real. And above all, I don't want to take any steam away from the young people and what they're doing, but I do want them to know that this is part of a cycle. But go ahead. I'm sorry, Mama Condi. I start running my mouth.
If the young people, middle people, elders, whomever, if they want to do something, it would be better to start to compile a database of the judges, who their addresses and phone numbers, and of that making these decisions to lock our people up like it's a recreational activity, and to accumulate the data for the police names, addresses, phone numbers, families' names, so that they know who's doing this to us with these killings, and see if it makes a difference to the killers that they know who we are and they're killing us. What happens when we know who they are?
Ooh, you talking
now
about
that's a weapon for you.
Listen.
I agree with that. I've been saying that for a long time, Mama Condi.
Did you hear her?
Thank you, Davida. Is this the truth?
Did y'all hear that?
We tapping into the truth that has action attached to it.
Because when nobody know who I am, I have a certain amount of power. When I have anonymity, I can go on and do a lot of shit. But what Mama Condi says, pull the covers back from the Wizard of Oz, and you see the little man, and that little man will move with you in a different way than they move with everybody else. I know your mama.
Yeah.
I know where you live.
Just like.
Go ahead.
With all them people showing up on the State House lawn and tearing that motherfucker up, you know what I'm saying? I was, we need somebody out there like, if we don't get to see some change and justice and what we want to see for our people, some accountability, stopping the police brutality, and doing something about this mass incarceration across the United States, we coming to your doorstep next. Now, we're giving you a chance. This is what you're working with. We're going to bring it to your doorstep next. Because we know where you live. And that's, you know what I'm saying? Them motherfuckers, they want to they got family members and children like everybody else, and they want to be on this earth and to love them, and they want to feel protected. So when you start fucking with their comfort zone, that's when you can get change. You know what I'm saying?
Hand out
because
flyers.
Because judges is
with
lynching out people every day. And, every day there's a lynching that takes place at the court downtown. Lynchings, I should say, plural, in the name of justice, And that's like she said with the judges, those are people that are voted in.
Right. And their information is public information.
Doing.
Right.
It's public information.
It's public information.
Pay close attention to that motherfucking shit. You know what I'm saying?
See.
And we want to hand out flyers. Those are the flyers we should be handing out.
Oh, we don't do. See, Mama Connie's old school organized family. We don't do the flyers no more. We on the Facebooks and
you get my point.
I get your point. I get your point. But the point,
because I am old school.
But part of the issue that y'all talking about is what y'all talking about is long-term work. It ain't. You can't go downtown and bust a nut and run up and kick in a goddamn window and feel like you made white supremacy bow his head for a day. What you're talking about is long-term organizing.
You can't get immediate gratification. We got to go for long-term protracted struggle.
There you go. There you go. And a lot of people don't want to do that. And they want to condemn people. I mean, not even condemn, but it's like we get these flash in the pan. We get this flash in the pan shit. Right? And it's like, yo, when it comes to go ahead.
You got people commenting.
I do?
On it.
I mean, I'm sorry, because I got 3 or 4 screens up. I'm sorry, and you already know what I was doing before I started because I wasn't planning to do a show, but my sisters demanded a show, so I went and did a show. And one of the sisters that wanted the show ain't even here. That's messed up. Because, Brother Tim, listen, I was going to sit back and like check in with my young dudes that's going to be out here in these streets and see what's going on. So I could tell them, pull back, dog. This shit don't sound right. This shit don't sound right. It don't smell right. You know what I'm saying? How is it that none of us know? None of us. I mean, like, a motherfucker, we got a black bookstore, we got study groups, and in COVID-19, think about this. Everybody in isolation, all of a sudden, we got somebody that's able to organize, supposedly, instantly, in one day, all these people and everybody end up going downtown at the same time. Come on, man. Miss me with the magic. I'm not on that shit. That's magic organizing. That's magic organizing. You know what I'm saying? Well, y'all ain't doing nothing. Y'all ain't doing nothing worth. So somebody. So you get to build. You get to build a movement off of death. It takes a sacrifice of a black man's life on an altar of white supremacy in order for you to build. Then you're not worthy to lead. Let me say that shit again. If it takes the blood of a black man's death on an altar of white supremacy for you to get up off your ass and to do some action, then you don't deserve to lead. And nobody should be following you because that shit is suspect to me. It is. You know what I'm saying? When we got young people that need to be worked with every day, we got young people who have been out of school for 5 months. We got families that's about to go into crisis because because this summer is going to be different than any other summer because we're totally going in here where a lot of our families don't have the income that they had prior to the summer. So now they're going to have to cover the extra meals for the next 5 days. And that's going to be a shock to the budget.
Well, I just seen something that said the CNN headquarters is under attack or something. I just got a notification. Have you seen that?
No, I'm on. You said who? Somebody on the line?
CNN was under attack. But go ahead. Somebody's on the line. I'm about to mute my phone.
It's Illumila.
What's up? What's going on, Illumila?
All right, this man.
Okay, cool. So anybody out there, you heard anything about CNN being under attack?
No, not yet.
All right, so we online.
I just now left Lockbourne and Livingston Avenue, and nobody wasn't under attack then. I didn't go down to Broad Street, so I didn't go down to the State House down there, but I know they got something going on down there tonight, and I didn't hear anything yet.
Oh yeah, so family, those of us that's not down there, we need to keep our ears open, keep our internet popping, so that we can make sure we are able to get the information out to the people out there. Because, like I said, this social media network, we have the ability to stream. So, like right now, I'm waiting for one of my young people to sit up here and send us a stream so that we can see what's going on. But like I said, my issue is...
But, they're going to be downtown again tomorrow.
Who?
There's supposed to be an organized thing tomorrow. There's a thing going around. I got a flyer from Malik Shabazz. There's like 16 cities that are supposed to be getting together tomorrow, and then some of them are supposed to be going directly to Minneapolis. But they're meeting at the State House tomorrow, and I'm not sure of the time.
So they said the court.
The courthouse, the State House?
The courthouse, the court tomorrow on South High Street, because that's where somebody's supposed to be doing some arraignment.
Okay, at the courthouse tomorrow. Okay. I'm going to mute my phone, though. I got to make a move.
All right, handle your business. Thank you for joining us, Sister Navita. So, let's go and look at some of this news. I'm up. Let me make sure I got y'all on the right screen. I got y'all on the right screen, so let's go and scroll this.
And it did say, they advise you, if you're going to go downtown, don't bring no children.
No. You don't bring children. I mean, this is not the goddamn county fair.
Right. Don't bring no kids, because they're spraying mace and everything down there. You know what I'm saying?
This is listen. Because I was looking at one of the videos today, even the one on Livingston. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers running around with kids laughing and shit. You know what I'm saying? Where the security? Where the security mindedness? See, because we have been so totally disconnected from our history that we actually think that this shit is. This is why, like I said, I have to be very careful about what I do, because I'm like, yo, we got women sitting running around here with babies, and all it takes is one of them to go off. That's it. I can't take it. These niggas is disrespecting me. Ah. And once he start, all the blue wall of silence is going to get loud. It only takes one. It only takes one of them to act a fool. That's it. And then we got these women and these children here. Now I could deal with women being there, cause shit, women are once the black woman gets started, you know what I'm saying? Shit, it's on and popping.
I know, right?
Mute your phone, Navita. You ain't mute your phone.
Oh, I thought it was muted.
It's not muted. It's not muted.
Oh, shut up.
Y'all see how she treat me? Y'all see that? Y'all see how she treat me? All right, but anyway. So I'm going down the timeline. So I discovered a movie today. I'm just suggesting people check it out. I'm looking at Sun Ra, Space is the Place, 1974. Good movie. Probably good for the time we in. Y'all know, like, brother, I just get to the news. All right, but I'm just throwing that.
I used to dance with him in 1968
Ooh.
at the Apollo in New York City. I danced with Sun Ra.
And she lives right here in Columbus. Yeah, we got.
Who's that?
That's Mama Condi.
It's Elder Mama Condi.
Okay, got you.
Was you part of his orchestra?
Space is the place.
Yeah. Did y'all know he had a movie for that? See, nobody.
It's one called the Sun Ra Orchestra. What's it called? History, not our story. He used to always talk about that's history, not our story.
So Ra's dope. So Ohio Theater damaged overnight during downtown Columbus protests. Now yesterday was the mixed protest, and as the protests start blackening up, we're gonna see how much more harsher they're gonna get with that shit. See, because the motherfuckers that started to breaking the windows, I'm guaranteeing, wasn't us. There was no value in us breaking up the theater or us attacking the State House. There's no value in it. Other motherfuckers just, they trying to get some shit.
But there is a value in it.
What's the value in it for us?
That the value in it is this. Let me tell you. Now, they arrested that man today and brought him up on murder 3.
Murder 3?
F3 murder.
Okay.
So F3 murder. So I'm gonna tell you right now, if people around this country wouldn't have tore shit up like they were doing, they would have not arrested that man today. And it might have been later, but they wouldn't have done it this quickly if it wasn't for motherfuckers tearing up shit. The one thing about tearing up the State House is that's a city entity. And they're going to have to pay, whether it's taxpayer dollars or not. They don't like having to get the money to repair that shit. And as far as the shit downtown, the Ohio Theater, all that shit is they love their little downtown that they done put together for their comfy little keeblers. And when you come down there and you start disturbing that, they're going to not. They don't want those problems. Contrary to what you may believe. If they don't want those problems, and if everybody would have sat around and did a peaceful protest yesterday and just held hands and said kumbaya and didn't care about one damn thing, they would not have arrested that man today. He would still be out without being charged.
Navita,
if you think
Navita,
what?
The motherfucker might still be out.
Listen to me.
I'm just saying to you.
All of that.
I'm just saying
to you, he was arrested. Charges were brought up on him.
Charges brought up to him.
About anything.
But what I'm saying,
there's a process. You have to do that before you can go straight to court. You got to do the so-called process. They have to be brought up.
I hear you.
He was arrested. They had 100 and something police officers at his house trying to protect him when they arrested him.
Oh yeah. Now,
so he was arrested today. Now he could be out on bond.
No, I ain't talking about out on bond. Because he's a police officer, so they could have walked him into the police station, walk him out the back, and put his ass in a hotel.
But they could have, but the charges still have been filed nonetheless.
And that's a beautiful thing.
A lot of ifs about a thing. Yeah. We don't know what's going to happen yet, but that has to happen. There's a process.
Who is wrestling? Who is that in the background?
I don't know.
Oh, my bad. I'm at a protest.
Oh, you had a birthday.
Process I'm
observing the protest.
He at the protest. We got somebody live at the protest. Hey, you need to stream live so that I can.
Tear gas. No, I'm leaving. They shooting tear gas canisters. I just walk up.
Where on Livingston?
It's no, hell no.
You went downtown?
They don't care about that. If my leg wasn't messed up, I'd be downtown.
Listen to me.
You don't need to be here though, man. This shit is.
I'm just. Lavita, you missing the point. And let me just say this, and I'm gonna shut up. Okay, maybe I am.
Just because I disagree with you doesn't mean.
Oh my God! Here you go with that. Here you go with that bullshit. It ain't about you disagreeing with me because I'm listening. Listen, no, I'm gonna say this, right? Talk to Quasi about who started all the violence, who started tearing shit up. No, it wasn't the police. It was the young white boys with skateboards and shit. That's what it was. But what I'm saying, that wasn't after the fact. That went after the fact.
I watched the live feed yesterday for hours. The first thing happened was the white dude that was standing on the fence, he jumped up on the fence and got in the police officer's face, and he punched him in the face. Then they started tearing.
Wait, hold on, wait. The white boy punched the police officer in the face.
No, the police officer punched
the white boy in the face. Okay, all right, cool. I just want to be clear.
I watched this with my own eyes. I watched it.
You watched it on the camera like I did. Okay, go ahead.
So I started watching it probably before you did, and so then. When that happened, the police started tear gassing people and shit like that.
Stream that shit.
People started getting violent.
I'm leaving.
And it was white people just as much as black people getting violent. The one white dude, I told you this on the phone today, that he took his skateboard and there was some black dudes and some white dudes that was busting up the.
You ain't say it was some black dudes and white dudes. You said it was a white boy with a skateboard. That's what you told me.
Real crazy. They not playing today.
And white people was doing
because they knew y'all was coming downtown. You don't go into the beast's mouth when the motherfucking beast know that you about to go in his mouth. Shit. I mean,
yeah, I just got close enough to just look. I just wanted to look. This shit is crazy.
So
this shit is crazy. All these shops and stuff got boarded up. Like everything, the state house is all boarded up. Man, this shit is crazy, man. It's fucking apocalyptic down here, man.
Let me tell you something. I was in the L.A. riots, okay? Very active in the L.A. riots, and that shit lasted for a few days.
But anyway, Navita want to argue with a nigga, and that's all cool.
I'm not arguing just because somebody disagrees with you. You want to?
I want to what?
Argument. I just disagree with you. And
No,
it's not because I disagree.
Go ahead, brother Kwame.
Point.
Let Navita finish.
Part of the minimal. I'm the stubborn minority.
I'm the stubborn minority. You gonna steal my shit? You gonna beat me up and then you gonna steal my shit? Oh my God.
No, but again, a lot of the information you guys are getting is secondary and tertiary at best.
True.
So, Brother Quasi would have been the one to speak because at least he's going to have more of a context. You can shoot pictures of any damn thing and make it look the way you want to. That's what producers do, and so, again.
Not when you're streaming live, but okay.
You can still set up scenes. I'm just
remember, you are seeing through the lens of somebody else. You're not the one taking the picture, right? And this is what we go through a lot of the time. Nonetheless, anything I have to say is it doesn't matter. All I'm saying is that Quasi was on the spot. He should have first and foremost a say. Then everybody else can pitch in with what they, what their opinions are. And I ain't got nothing else to say.
Quasi was down there yesterday, right? Well, I guess they are actually down at CNN in Atlanta. And it's going down over there in Atlanta. It's, Babylon must fall. I mean, y'all, I feel like I don't give a fuck if they tear everything down in this motherfucker. We don't own shit. You know what I'm saying? And they don't understand when we come in peace, so fuck them.
Right on, Navita.
I don't give a fuck.
Right, that's how I feel.
Who all on the line so I know?
Okay, Nia. Nia.
Who else on the line? Oh, we got a packed house tonight. Which Nia? Because we about to argue tonight.
The one that worked for OSU, and I saw you out there at OSU. Okay. You were doing the last year when you brought your students there.
Oh, okay. Doing work, right? And I'm like, yo, I mean, because all I'm saying is, and I know nobody gonna. Go ahead. All right, so we got a first.
Over, man.
You say what?
I had a phone call that I had to take. My family is on its way here, and I told them not to come. It's crazy. Like it is.
So
I was here last night, and I watched them run into the state house, and that was crazy. That was baby shit compared to this. They are going fucking ballistic on these people. They're driving them out of downtown. They're driving them out.
Who is driving out? The police?
The police are driving the people out. I'm saying 300, and look, they're blocking them in. Like, I'm at 4th now, and the police didn't set up. They're reestablishing their perimeter now.
Yeah, they're supposed to.
The perimeter was at 3rd and Broad. Now the perimeter is at 4th and Broad.
They're gonna keep on expanding it out. That's what they're supposed to do. I mean, that's called tactics. You know what I'm saying? When you run up against a motherfucker that is it look like you winning at first with the disorganization, but a motherfucker that's been practicing organization is always gonna be the disorganized motherfucker when it in long-term battles. And the only piece that I'm saying, Navita, and where we might disagree on, is my issue is that when shit start happening like that, you always have to question who is the sponsor of the violent behavior. See, because
who might disagree, you and Navita, or you and me?
Me and Navita. Because you know, she like the only reason they arrested him because of the violent shit. But part of the violent shit is because, how can I put it? We have militia. We got somebody to protest. We got certain groups that pray for something to go down. And the question that we have to answer is this: are we ready? Regardless of whether it's the police or whether it's the white militia, are we ready?
Yeah, because they running everybody out of downtown way more aggressively than yesterday.
Oh yeah, that was predictable. That was one of the things that I was gonna call you and tell you before I started my show, dude. Listen, you know what I'm saying? If we don't have a crew that's in there, and if we are not in part of the organization piece, we got to be very careful about what we going to throw our dice in with. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you putting your life on the line.
I know. I'm away. Like, when I was walking past the state house is surrounded by full riot gear officers. I literally walked through with my hands up. I was like, yo, I'm just leaving, y'all. I'm leaving. I had my hands up. No bullshit. Like, I'm leaving.
And they're militarized right now, right?
When we was in LA,
you know I'm packing, so if they run up on me...
Hey, don't be saying that shit while you live on air. I mean, everybody don't need to know that shit. Nobody need to know that shit.
I forgot we was live on air.
Right.
Set that shit on fire?
Well, no, but I mean, I'm carrying legally, though.
Yeah.
I mean, I was open carrying at the first protest. That's what I'm saying. I'm normally very comfortable with carrying. I normally have no concern. Open carry anything. I'm zero concern. Pulled over, no concern. Never feel threatened because I've been through it enough times to know what to expect. But this, everybody is just so on edge and it's so tense. I'm doing everything legal. I got my license. I got my concealed carry license, and I'm carrying legally. I carry every day, all day. Every time I'm anywhere, I'm carrying, especially now, you know.
Still need to be careful because there are a lot of dead open carry licensed brothers.
And concealed carry brothers, too.
Thank you. That's what I was saying. Thank you.
Yeah, they don't give a shit about having no license to do shit.
Oh, no.
But this is
they just thank you for paying the fee.
I'm just looking at this, and it's just reminding me of Los Angeles, and eventually they brought the National Guard in on that.
Oh, the National Guard is on the way.
National Guard level, but actually they're on the way to Columbus.
I mean, listen, if they have to do that shit and people still coming, National Guard will be there. Dude, that's the next step.
Are y'all going to the protest? I wouldn't if I was you. Really? Hell no.
But I mean, when I say buildings were blowing up, I mean
I haven't gotten close enough to know what's going on. Don't do it.
And I got me a
people
lot
wearing masks and gloves and staying 6 feet apart?
No.
And that's actually my message to people too. Is like, if you came to the protest, then you need to not be around people that are immunodeficient.
I got me man. I had so much cereal and food from the riots. You know, I didn't have to go to the store forever. You know, it was walking distance from our house, so. But, you know, it was a big change for a long time with the police after that, because they didn't want that to happen again. No, not while they were still acting police chiefs and shit. Now, when they left, you know, a whole new regime came in. But, yeah, L.A. was different after that.
You talking about, like, after the Watts riot?
No, the L.A. riots. I was in the L.A.
Who
riots.
all on the line right now? I just heard Shaka.
We got, bro, it's about, it's a whole bunch of numbers on here. A lot of people was listening to your report. I hope you didn't think you was just talking to me.
Right.
I kind of did. I be forgetting, like, I'm fried. My brain is preoccupied in every direction.
Right, nigga, you need to be focused and get in your car and call us.
I'm supposed to be at home writing my damn... I'm supposed to be at home writing my damn
they
law
protesting
school
despite the curfew.
What you mean a curfew? Is a curfew now?
In Minneapolis.
Oh, Now in Minneapolis, speaking of that, I'm going to the news. So, but anyway, they have released the police. They released the body cameras, but they redacted the whole thing, so you can hear some of it. And they got big black blocks blocking everybody else out of the picture. So it's like you got to go on and figure out what's going on and shit. You can see them harassing motherfuckers, but you can't see who they're harassing because they got them blocked out and shit. So y'all can see that on there. I call it the bullshit is flowing page. You know, so they're going to bring out.
They're gonna try it.
Oh man, they're gonna listen. They're gonna definitely try it, and I don't disagree with what you're saying as far as if it wasn't for what happened in all these streets. But family, the only piece that I am troubled by is what is going to happen after the streets. Are we going to parlay this into something else, or is it just a lot of wasted energy?
It's going to be a lot of wasted energy. Ain't no, man, that's what I'm saying. Like, okay, so let me tell you about what happened at the earlier protest.
Go ahead.
Earlier. So it was cool, man. You know, it was cool. People was expressing themselves, but the more the day was going on, I was kind of just getting frustrated because people was driving down the street just cheering like we done won. Like, we ain't won shit. I understand that it's the release of emotion. It feels good. It's satisfying to not be upset, like the vent with people that are upset with you. But at a certain point, it starts to just, it's a waste of energy. You know what I'm saying? So then they kept like getting into the intersection and like partying every couple, like 10 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So then Hannah Sanchez, the person that organized it, she got on the bullhorn and said, okay, we're about to end this because it's like 9 o'clock. It's Friday. People been working all week. People trying to get home. This is a black neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? People trying to get home. So as soon as she said that, some people just ran back out in the street and started doing it again. I'm like, yo, get out of the street, man. Y'all tripping. Y'all heard what this woman just said.
But she wasn't. Now, that is called mob rule, dog. See, this is the issue. When you do shit like that. It wasn't
even the mob. It was only like 2 or 3 people.
But that's part of the mob, nigga. They don't take a whole lot. It don't take a whole lot to break the. All it takes, listen. Like one of the things like that, like even though I watched the Boondocks.
Hey, don't go down there, y'all.
I watched the Boondocks, and on there they got the throw the chair theory. That if you want to start a fight,
fucking niggas up.
All you gotta do is grab a chair and throw the chair.
I don't know. I don't want to find out.
And everybody start fighting.
Look, here they come.
It don't take a whole bunch of them.
Hey, look, they're coming, yo.
So it don't take a lot of people, and it don't take we got a lot of people within our community that work against everything that we doing because they don't believe in order, they don't believe in leadership, they believe they could do whatever they want to whenever they want to, and that is one of the most detrimental things you can have for where we are as a people.
They don't believe that, maybe.
Okay, go ahead.
I don't think that's this is all a result of the first people. This is a result of oppressed people being subjugated financially, emotionally. I mean, just taken advantage of. And when this is what you see, when you have that, this is a history of a people that probably have not had a lot of organization or what have you. But instead of looking at the symptom, I need y'all to concentrate more on the motherfucking problem that caused the symptom. That's what I would like to see. Because all I hear is a bunch of victim blaming myself.
These guys just rolled up and talking about this is fun. This is fun. This is fun as hell. Like, wow, we're screwed.
Because you know it. Well, I'm gonna tell you right now, I had a motherfucking ball in the LA riots. I had a motherfucking ball. Okay. And I went down there with the notion that even though I didn't have a son, that shit might go down in that motherfucker and I might get fucked up. But you know what? I went down there and I made it out that motherfucker. But I had a good time because even though, like you said, it is a release of
it is a release.
Emotion.
Right.
I mean, I have to admit that. And I don't blame the people for having that release of
I'm not blaming the people either. But what I'm saying is Go ahead. I'm gonna shut up.
No, go ahead. Go right on ahead, my friend.
I'm not blaming the people. I'm not angry at the people. I'm not even blaming the people. Well, maybe I don't think I'm blaming, but I could be doing it because you said
think
about
it. Blame. It's about responsibility. Blame is what is that noise? It's too much.
Yeah, somebody eating something in the background. What's going on? Somebody give me a cracker, goddammit. Somebody eating crackers in the background.
I don't know. I had my phone on mute, so.
This is a whole broadcast. Yeah, I'm sitting there talking and was on mute and didn't even realize I couldn't hear you. Mute your phone if you're not talking.
But anyway. But go ahead. You were saying something, Quasi.
Wow, they got it going down in Dallas too.
I mean, it's going down in a lot of places.
It's going down in Atlanta. It's going down in D.C. It's going down in 7 people got shot in Louisville.
In L.A., they was whipping cops' ass.
They ain't shot nobody yet here. They think it's a game. It's not fun.
Oh, it's always fun until somebody get hurt, homie.
You see what I'm saying?
Right. I mean, just saying, and it's. Because it's about to get serious. Last night they understood. Tonight is going to be a little bit different. And what I'm saying is, with the release, there's always a consequence to the release, and it's cool if we're willing to accept the consequence. Right. Now,
like a baby.
But are we ready?
Once you release, you got a baby to deal with.
Exactly. We gave birth to a baby last night. Y'all ready for it? Y'all ready to raise it?
That motherfucker bad.
And you know, I can take care of the baby. You know what I'm saying? But the piece is, but the baby's gonna be left with those of us that have been organizing. We're gonna have to raise that baby.
They just ran a hell of a play.
Other motherfuckers, because Navita, and this is where I'm at. If you out here doing the work and you run out here and you have your release, by all means, let go. But if your ass is going to go and release on Friday and then try to go back to work on Monday and act like all this shit is done, I have a problem with that. And this is what we get. This is what we get.
I get that. I understand that, but I also understand why that happens. I understand why that happens.
I'm not limited on understanding why that happens.
Go back to work if we had a job. You know what I'm saying? But you know, I'd rather fucking talk about the motherfuckers that cause some problems. This is what I'd like to discuss. Them assholes, those racists, those white supremacists, and what we could do.
Oh yeah,
we don't complain about them. Complain about them motherfuckers.
Well, let's complain about them. Go ahead, get some complaints on that we ain't already talked about.
Go ahead and keep complaining about us.
I ain't complaining about us. I'm just bringing up some facts that me and you gonna have to deal with after this shit. That's what I'm bringing
You know
up.
what? I survived one riot. I survived one riot, and I'll survive another one.
But you didn't survive a riot in 2020 during a pandemic. This is not your everyday riot.
I don't even. I'm not fucking about the pandemic. That pandemic shit ain't never affected me. So.
What's that? What's that?
I'm
Quasi.
living my life the same as I did before it.
Quasi.
I don't go nowhere many motherfuckers.
Go and get off the phone and focus on getting to a safe location and call us.
I'm safe.
All right.
I'm safe.
Well, nigga, you screaming, what's that?
I digress. I'm going to tune in and listen.
Because there's something in the sky that I've never seen.
All right, so now, let's move on next in the news. We got Biden says George Floyd's death is a reminder that America is a country with an open wound. Let's go and look at this. Let's go and look at this shit here. This is from the Washington Post. GNJMedia got a subscription to this.
There's something in the sky that I have never seen before. I'm a sky watcher. There's something in the
sky.
Take
a picture of it. Take a picture. Take a picture. Take a picture.
Probably a drone, right?
Yeah, it's a drone. They was talking about that they was gonna fly the drone over yesterday, but they decided to take a shit off.
But my camera's trash though.
Dude, I don't give a shit. We got software that might be able to work that shit out. Or get one of your niggas next to you to take a goddamn picture. We need to know what these motherfuckers got. It's, they know what you got. They taking pictures of you right now. All right, here we go. Let's talk. I just want to go through this Biden shit because all these motherfuckers is telling us that we need to make sure that we vote for Biden and blah blah blah. The Supreme Court, the federal courts, and all this shit. And I want to see what he got to say because I read through this, and I want to see if anybody else noticed the issue with what Joe Biden is saying. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't gonna play it, but I'm gonna read through it. I'm gonna stumble through it because y'all know I ain't a good reader. I'm pretty shy and shit. So we got Joe Biden took a deep, audible breath, and in a somber voice revealed that he had just spoken with the family of George Floyd, the black man whose death in Minneapolis police custody has sparked angry protest. And I'm adding all over the country. For the next few minutes, he tried to project compassion.
Is that helicopter? The chopper sound is coming from that? Oh.
For the next few minutes, he tried to project compassion to a grieving, anguished America.
It's a military helicopter. That's what it is.
Oh. Get ready. The military coming, homie. That's why I'm telling you, get somewhere safe. Nigga, if you within a mile, that's not safe.
If it's a military helicopter about to pop off, there's nowhere safe.
So here we go. Damn, I'm about to get in my car and go over there. Hold on. The original sin of this country still stains our nation today, said Biden, who had refashioned his website with one word at the top, enough. During weeks like this, he said, we see it plainly that we are a country with an open wound. Now, let's see if Joe Biden talks about what this wound is. Because this is part of the issue for us as a group. We allow motherfuckers not to really say our name. We allow people to get away with dropping platitudes and fancy words like this country has an open wound. What is the open wound, Joe?
Yeah. What the hell does that mean?
What is the open wound?
How does that fix anything?
All right, let's go look at maybe Joe, who needs our vote to win. Maybe Joe is going to discuss this open wound after they set up on his brother's neck. The live stream address from his Delaware home mid-afternoon Friday was long on solidarity and short on details, encapsulating the presumptive Democratic nominee's strategy for defeating President Trump. Presenting himself as the calm as a calm, empathetic alternative to the incumbent, someone capable of turning the page on a chaotic and often vindictive approach. Oh, hold on. Hell with that. Let's play this shit. I'm sorry.
This ain't got nothing to do with being chaotic. This is systemic.
It's systemic.
This is a part of what America does.
Right.
See, people like Joe piss me off because our people get confused and they think he's saying something, but he's not. He just talking on the fringes of the problem.
There you go.
And that sound good, but he ain't in the center dealing with what really is going on and what we're going through. See, he doesn't impress me at all. He don't. He sounds fake. Thank you.
Very fake. Listen, because once again, he is not talking about the moon. Nobody, I want you to think about this. Nobody in politics ever really directly talks about what truly affects us and what we truly need to happen to alleviate these problems. Because for them to announce that will be them talking against white supremacy, which they need us in order to be able to practice. They don't want to deal with it. We need to
go back and listen to some of Dick Gregory's comedy albums. Because he talked about, he said he'd never paid his phone bill because the system would call him. Mr. Gregory, are your people going to riot this year? This summer? Are your people going to riot? He used humor to let us know that all this shit is planned by the system.
All right, somebody listening to us in the background. Go on and mute your stuff. Because it's kind of hard to, because Mama Connie, you sound good. You know, you see how good you sound on that radio? But anyway, so he called and talked to the Floyd family, and he talked about the open wound of America. He never really defined what the open wound was. He's going to talk around the problems, and then we'll move on to another story in 2 weeks. Everybody will have exhausted all of their anger, and there will be nobody left to do the work.
Exactly.
And that's all. That's the only point that I'm trying to make. I don't want to offend nobody. Y'all already know I don't give a fuck. But the issue is, I have to talk about it because when it's time to do the work or it's time for the donations, we got so few people that it's ridiculous. You know, but hey, you know, Quasi down here, he talking about they got drones because there was a news report yesterday. I'm going to get off of Joe Biden for a minute. There was a news report yesterday that they had a special drone that they was going to let out yesterday, but they decided against it. But today they're going to do it, and tomorrow they're going to do it. And they're going to be able to practice some of this military shit. And the question is, I mean, yeah, like I said, we need to start getting ready. But anyway, I'm back on this. But at the moment, many Democrats see as a breaking point in a long national struggle against racism and police violence. It's racism and police violence, huh? Biden's strategy carried some risks as activists and party leaders simultaneously demand that the former vice president speak in greater detail. At least somebody is saying that shit. Speak in great. What are you talking about? What's this wound? We got a great family. Listen,
they need to be locking up these cracker cops who are shooting our people. If that's not what Joe is talking about, then I'm not interested. Exactly. I'm not interested. When are they gonna lock these assholes up, or shoot them, or do something, some kind of justice? I'm unimpressed with all this talking all around the problem. That's like masturbating and expect a child to come from it. Give me a break.
Ooh. Another sex analogy, girl. It's getting hot around this motherfucker. We've been having sex analogies, huh? Getting hot. You know what I'm saying? We got presidential candidates masturbating in our face, expecting a miracle to be born, right? You know what I'm saying? So we got some people demanded that the former vice president speak in greater detail about exactly how he prevent future deaths in a system they believe has long been tilted against people of color.
Right.
And we already know he did the large platitudes and the dodging and the ducking.
Yeah.
You know, and basically in the end, he basically came probably to the term of, I'm not gonna be able to do nothing. I'm gonna make you a few promises, and matter of fact, I ain't even gonna make you a promise.
I'm from Missouri. Is that the show me state?
The show me
I don't
state.
want to hear them promise me nothing. I don't want them to. They can take their I'm sorries and shove them up their ass. I'm not interested. Show me. Do something that shows me that you're dealing with these police who are shooting us like it's a recreational activity. Because the only other alternative is for us to handle it.
Yes.
They had a sign out that Joe Biden said that I'd be damned if I'd be held responsible for what happened over 300 years ago. That's what Joe Biden said.
See, that's what I'm talking about.
See, that's what I'm talking about.
But they can benefit. Yeah, they being socially accountable, but they need to be politically accountable
and economically accountable.
You want socially,
right?
You know? But the black people have to learn the difference with white people. We think that the social piece is what white people are, but really, white people are the political piece. Here's what I mean by that. You have a black child and you have a white child. They grow up together. They so-called, quote, friends, unquote. And so they go to school together. They graduate. They go to college together. They graduate. They get a job together. And they work for the same people. And then the white girl knows about a promotion. She don't tell the sister. She tell another white person. Why?
That's right.
Because she know the difference between being socially acquainted with us and being politically connected to us.
That's correct. That's correct.
Yeah, so true. We don't know about that, being on code like that. Yep.
Interesting, huh? Interesting. Fact.
Or either we just let it pass by us, or either we just let what the white girl do because she's nice to me in front of my friends, in front of her friends, you know, in public. We just let the other stuff just pass by. You know what I'm saying? You know, acting like we don't know that happened.
Man. So we got.
And see, the bottom line is, too, they know they owe us big time.
Big time.
They know they owe us.
What they owe us? What is it called? Go say it. Say it. Somebody put out there what they owe us. What is it called?
Separation.
Goddamn right. You know, I bet you Joe. I bet you Joe ain't say shit about that. On my fault. He did say something about that, didn't he? Didn't you bring that up, Illumina? I'll be damned if we be held responsible for something that happened 300 years ago.
He said he'd be damned if they let him be responsible. No, Biden said that he'd be damned if I'd be held responsible for what happened 300 years ago. So if he ain't talking about reparations, then you may not want to give him your vote.
Thank you. Because you don't get to, you can't tell me, oh, I didn't do that. That happened 300 years ago, but you're benefiting from it.
See,
they are benefiting from it. You don't get the benefit and don't have a debt. That violates science.
No, it don't, Mama Condi. That don't
not occupy the same space at the same time.
But Mama Cardi, what you talking about? What you talking about is violating the universal law of whiteness. I'm white and I say so. That violates the law of I'm white and I say so. I should be able to receive all the benefits and none of the downside. This that bullshit. This that bitch crap.
When you talk about white people benefiting from on the backs of black folks, they get quiet and go home then, because they don't want to hear that. They get quiet and go home. You know, they take their boat, they take their plane, and they leave. And then when they come back, they don't want to hear that no more. You know what I'm saying? That's how they roll.
Or they'll send their kids to our protests and have them tear some shit up and make it look like it's you. I'm just saying.
That's right.
You know, I mean, because for me, like I said, after being involved with this shit, and like I said, talking to some of my elders, because like when I sat down and talk with Nomo, and Nomo is talking about and pulling out files of how he was framed for certain shit. Yes. And you see how these motherfuckers work.
Yes.
And I have to be astute when I'm sitting up here looking at a motherfucking protest that's being thrown by somebody that I don't know. Or better yet, somebody I never heard of. A group I never heard of. You know what I'm saying? And that same, so that when that shit goes down, this is a multiracial group that is sponsoring this shit, but when it's all said and done, it was a black protest. I can't have no, that's violating my territory. Fuck that shit.
This is not new.
It's not at all. Go ahead.
40 years ago, when Mumia and Move were arrested, and we were fighting to get them off death row and get them out. It's the same thing. They had all these rallies and protests, and it's the same crap over and over and over. This is not new.
And that's all I'm saying. We watch the same stuff over and that's why they say young men for war, old men for counsel. See, those of us that are at that, like I said, I'm calling on my peers between 1965 and 1972. Excuse me if you're not in there. I'm talking to those folks. We need to be preparing ourselves by getting the information so that we can start talking to some of these young people, because we still young enough to where they can hear us, and we still young enough to kind of compete with some of these motherfuckers. We have to be able to educate and give these young people the information that they need. We have to start being able to become strategic thinkers, right? I mean, young people gonna act out. Young people gonna do what they do. Like this type of shit, they supposed to be out there doing what they doing. I'm not mad at that. What I'm mad at is that we don't have enough motherfuckers in my age grade that got enough motherfucking sense to have a real conversation with some of these young people about some of the shit that's going on. I can't get it. I can't get as when I'm talking to a Quasi, I can't get as emotional as he is about this shit. Because I have a responsibility, because what I do may influence him, and it may influence another 7 young people that might follow me into a goddamn trap and they lose their life.
Mm-hmm.
I'm responsible.
The original crime, when you mislead our people by math.
Because I just get you excited. I got you hyped up. Something happened that hyped us up, and we're not thinking. I'm constantly talking to my young people about long term. This is why I keep on saying on my show 2023. What we doing? You know what I'm saying? Are we going to take this city politically, or are we going to try to take this city economically? Because if I get it politically, I can make sure some of us get some money in the pockets.
my show 2023.
You know, because unless we gonna collapse this whole motherfucker and move somewhere else.
If I get it politically, I can make sure some of us get some money in the pocket.
You know, I mean, because what we're talking about a long-term strategy for flipping this shit. Because listen, Greg Carr did a talk on I think it's Karen Hunter's show where he talks about how Mitch McConnell. Well, part of it was a small piece of it was about Mitch McConnell and how Mitch McConnell, his goal was not to become president but become the Speaker of the House for the Senate because he understood the power in there. And this is a lifelong plan. How many of us have set lifelong plans, not only for ourselves, but help some of our young people construct lifelong plans that will be able to benefit us?
And this is a lifelong plan.
That's what nation building is about. It's about us doing shit for the future generations, laying tracks right now, planting seeds right now for trees that we might not even be able to eat from.
That's what nation building is about. It's about
But some of us,
about that.
huh?
No, I was just saying you're right about that.
Some of us want to eat the fruit now. Some of us want some of the shit right now. Some of us want, we need to have the victories right now. But please understand, when you sit up here and you go through the history, you talk about Hannibal. Hannibal was a 3-generation process. His grandfather, his father, and then Hannibal. We don't, you know what I'm saying? But we don't look at that shit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, because think about it. Hannibal's father had to suffer the oppression of the Romans so that he could put his son in a motherfucking position so that he could run roughshod over them motherfuckers. How many of us are setting up Hannibals? No, we want to be the Hannibal. A long time ago, I came to terms with the fact that I'm not Hannibal. A long time ago, I came to terms that I'm not Solomon. I'm still David. I'm still Hannibal's father right now. That's the position we in as a people. We got to start laying the foundations. You know what I'm saying? And for some of us, that's uncomfortable because our lives, we have been programmed with these short stories and these movies, and we think that this shit is supposed to happen in 3 scenes or some shit like that. It don't happen like that.
No, this is a protracted struggle.
It's because they protracted on us because they was on the bottom and they protracted. They did that shit over generations. They understood what we taught them. They used that shit, and now they're using our shit better than we are. We done forgot that we are in a generational struggle. I'm going to reincarnate right back in the same bloodline, and if I don't handle my business in this bloodline, I'm going to fall right back into the same trap that I'm in right now. You are in a generational struggle, and because your ass is selfish and you done fell into the mind state that they done taught you, and you think it's about individualism, you think it's about you. This shit ain't about us. It ain't never been about us in the now. It's about us in the future, and it's about us laying the foundation, not living like that motherfucking Nino Brown and all this other shit that done brainwashed you with.
Yeah.
It ain't never been about us in and out.
So we'll go out here and we'll do dumb shit and we'll try to be flashy about it. We'll try to be loud about it rather than being like Hannibal's father. I got to go and sit at the table with the Romans, son. But listen, let me tell you something about these Romans. Them motherfuckers across there, we hate them bastards. And as soon as we get an opportunity, we going to destroy them. But I'm gonna go over here and I'm gonna go negotiate with them right now, so that because we kind of got our ass whooped by them right now. But it's your responsibility, son, to go on and to take up from where I left off. I'm gonna leave you with a little bit of something. I want to see what you're gonna be able to do with it. What you leaving the following generations? Are you living them actual resources? Are you leaving them your aspirations? I'm so sick of nigga aspiration. That's bitchcraft to me. Nigga aspirations. We're living our kids and we're leaving our future generation our aspirations. Rather than resources. Rather than knowledge.
Nigga aspiration. We're living our kids, we're living our future generation.
I'm sorry, I mean it, but it's other people on the line. Some other people come on. Other people come on the line, please. You know, I get excited. Somebody else come on and say something, because I know some of these other people, we got all this wisdom on the line. We don't drop some people. Kwame, come say me, brother.
Now I wanted to ask a question because you were describing some of the events that have taken place over the last few nights here in Columbus. And I'm running a test. So if I say to you, within what we understand our number system to be, that 2 plus 3 is less than 7 and it's damn sure less than 9. And what does that mean to you?
Say it again.
2 plus 3 is less than 7. It's damn sure less than 9. What does that mean to you in our number system?
You said 2 plus 3 is less than 7 and damn sure less than 9. Freedom. 2 plus 3, cooperation and communication build up to freedom, but it's less than 7, which is perfection. Study, rest, and perfection, and also is less than completion. I mean, because really, you can't be free unless you complete. You know, you could have the illusion of freedom, but if you are not complete, you're not really free. If you can't provide for yourself, you're not really free. If you have not, words, go ahead.
Within the context, we were speaking. You were describing that there are things happening in town that have not come across your table. Within the context. So
yes,
what's
sir.
that say about 2?
Cooperation.
What's that say about 3?
There's no communication.
What's that say about it being less than 7 and damn sure less than 9?
If those two are not happening, then it actually can't add up to 5. So it definitely won't move to freedom. And if it ain't moving through freedom, it ain't moving through study, rest, and perfection, which means it's not guided by study, rest, and perfection, which means that it's imperfect. And then on top of that, it could never be complete because it is not following the steps to actually get to 5.
In other words, if it is not meeting our standards, then yeah, we need to look doubly twice as hard at it rather than just jumping in.
It could never be complete because it is not following the steps to actually get to 5.
I'm done.
That's my mathematician and shit. I mean, that's the Black Yoda. You know, trying to make me think on a Nia night. But you know, but who else on the line?
That's my mathematician shit. I mean, that's the Black Yoda. You know, trying to make me think on a Nia night.
But you know, but family, I mean, because the issue is, and I want everybody to understand this. I'm in support of our people moving forward at all times. But being somebody,
and I want everybody to understand this.
Let me say this.
At all times.
The way that many of us respect our ancestors demonstrates to me how we will look out for our ancestors' legacy. And what I mean by that is I have many young people in my life who left the world early, and they boys who were in the sense they're rites of passage mates, they're gang banging brothers and shit. Promise that, you know, on the day of the funeral, when they buried the brother, that they would always look out for the child. But because their word don't mean shit, them children grow up alone. And the brother fades, his memory fades along with the t-shirts that they was wearing when they put them on. So I have to be very clear when I'm talking to my young people, when I'm talking to some of the ones that are willing to go out there and do this type of shit. I have to be very clear with them about, please know who you fucking with. Because if you have children, who are you living that responsibility to? See, because part of the issue for anything that we do, like let me say this. We have to come up with a net mechanism within our own community where we have a full-time individual that is able to deal with shit like this. And what do you mean? I know that this type of problem can't be dropped on an individual, but this individual will be able to be well enough known in the community so that when some shit need to go down, you know that because this individual is receiving funds from the community, not from no goddamn grant, when he receiving funds from the community, that you know that when you see their name on some shit, you know for a fact that it's legit. And they don't mind putting their name on it. Why? Because they are receiving their living from the community. Freedom is not a part-time job. Liberation is not a part-time job. And that's how we treat this shit. Matter of fact, we don't even treat it like a part-time job. We treat it like a goddamn hobby. Some shit just happened. Let's go out. We're gonna go out for 2 or 3 days and we're gonna kick. That's how you play golf, motherfucker. You don't fight for freedom like that. We treat it like a goddamn hobby. Freedom is an everyday struggle, an everyday fight. That's how you play golf, motherfucker. You don't fight for freedom like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yo, we got to get serious about what we want. When I want rims, we know what to do. When I want that car, I know what to do. When I want that house or I want to pay that expensive rent, I know what the fuck to do. But when I come to freedom, we all confused. Come on now. Yeah, I know it's like, but I'm gonna stop. But anybody else before I get up off of here?
One of the things, I tell him, this is Elder Mama Condit. One of the things that I've found to be effective, because we do have to take care of basic needs of our people. I found that in things I cannot afford to do on a large scale, I live below my means, so it puts me in a position to be able to do something that helps somebody. So living below my means, I can feed about 28 people one meal. Living below my means, I can provide incontinence supplies for some elders. Living below my means, I've been able to help folk who need to take trips to Africa, take care of business. I can't afford to go, but I can help somebody else go. Living below our means will put us in a position to help ourselves and one another. And we can get more done that way. But if everybody's just looking out for themselves and they're living above their means, we're not going to get a whole lot done. And we haven't gotten a whole lot done. I yield.
Anybody else got something they want to say before we get up? 327. I had to silence your phone because you listening to us in the background and you on the phone. You can't do one. You can't do both. You need to do one or the other.
Yeah, I'm out. You got me on?
You back on? No, you on. You got some words you want to share?
So you said something earlier today about Carr when he was talking about the Senate Majority Leader, I guess it's Rich McConnell, right?
Yes.
And you was speaking that, okay, this guy here, had a plan, right?
Right.
And this plan was to, what it was with that, he created the most powerful position in that whole realm of things. He's much more powerful than the president. You know what I'm saying? Because the Senate only has 100 members, but the House has, I think, 399 or 499 members or something like that, some huge amount. But once anything passed the House, it has to go through the Senate.
Word.
And he said, in his words also, that we can't bring up or talk about reparations because the people living now wasn't living back then. That's what the senator majority leader said, and he said that so we ain't gonna entertain that. And guess what?
They ain't
It's
entertaining
back on
it.
hold again.
Right.
It's on hold again. He put himself in that position so that not only so that he could say it, but when he said it, it was done. We ain't entertaining that. The House will do what they want to do. The House is ran by a Democratic majority, majority Democrat, but the Senate is ran by Republican. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Now that tells me that, and the thing about his job, I think Rich McConnell, and I think about his job, it's an appointed position.
Right.
So you can't get him out of that. You see what I'm saying? Unless he decides that he's gonna not be that anymore, and he's just gonna be a senator. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
But he's also, I think he's also either from Kentucky or Cincinnati.
He's from Kentucky. Almost same place, but yeah, Kentucky.
Yeah. So we won't be able to get his ass out of there. Because I'm always thinking about, okay, we may not be able to get everybody out, but if we can get one of them at a time, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
One of them at a time, and then things can start happening for us. You see what I'm saying?
You talking about strategizing.
But we as black people, we got to figure out, what we gonna be, what we want to do. You see what I'm saying? Because we got people who are Democrats and they're acting like they're not Democrats. We got people who are Republicans and they're acting like Democrats, and we got people who are Democrats and they're acting like Republicans. So, and it don't matter. It don't too much matter what post you holding, whether you're holding a Democrat post, a Republican post, a non-Democrat post, a non-Republican post. It don't matter. But, what does matter is that you know your history and you know who you need to get out of office. And we may need to start with, those people in the state of Columbus who hold in those positions who are, part of that damn regime.
Yeah.
They're part of that.
That's called strategy because, as they say, all politics are local. We have an election coming up in 2023 where possibly the mayor, I might be wrong about that, but the mayor's office is going to be up, and we're going to have all of the seats of the city council are going to be up. We're going to have some school board seats that's going to be up. that we gonna have the sheriff possibly that's gonna be up, that we can start preparing people for right now and take this motherfucker over. See,
right.
and
that's all. I mean,
that's all it because go ahead. I'm sorry.
If you put people, if we put people in office that we want in office, then we can control all of that shit. You see what I'm saying?
But we got to make sure that we put the right people, because it's all about us. It's all about us putting people that embrace the culture and live the culture, and that, as Mama Condi said earlier, and Sister Navita, that we know, nigga, we know your mama. I know you ain't flipping out on me. Your mama go to church with me. Nigga, is you serious?
Mm-hmm.
Are you serious? Come on.
Exactly.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna have your mama call you because you talking crazy. We will cut your ass off, and you won't be able to make any motherfucking money. Anyway.
And then, right. And another thing we need to do, that's the reason why we need young people, is because, like, when these people get ready to run for office, the people that we want out, we need to go and put flyers in, like Timothy Clark Church. Sometimes you got 400-500 cars in that parking lot on Sundays. You know what I'm saying?
400 or 500.
On their windshield, you know what I'm saying?
Right, I know exactly what you're saying.
Newburgh, across the street, same damn thing. New Salem, same damn thing. I mean, we got to get those big churches. I mean, you ain't got to go to the church to do the groundwork. You don't have to go to that church to do the groundwork. All you got to do is put it in the people's head. You know what I'm saying?
Now, I'm going to say this.
Go
and finish. I'm sorry, because I already be running my mouth. Go ahead.
Okay, because the people who are going to church, they're no different than you, me, or nobody else. They're not reading. You see what I'm saying? They're just listening. And see, when you put something on their damn window shield, they look at it, and that memory, that's part of that memory. You know what I'm saying? They don't forget that. You know what I'm saying? But go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, family, because Navita brought up a very important point. She said when me and her was arguing, she said, "Listen, I'm part of the stubborn minority. I ain't gotta listen to shit. I will listen off air." And what we got to understand, family, it's always been the stubborn minority that wins. Always, it's the stubborn minority that changes everything. We think we got to have large numbers. This is why I'm telling people, we ain't really got to worry about the numbers. We just got to be worried about the people that we got that's willing to do the number. It's the stubborn minority that always flip shit. See, because even what I'm talking about with 2023, it ain't about winning. It's about getting the message out. Because I want y'all to understand this. Like, check this out. If you follow this whole concept of ADOS, right? American Descendants of Slavery. Motherfuckers like, I'm not with that. I'm not with it. A stubborn group of individuals start spreading the message of what ADOS is. Oh, that don't fit into Pan-Africanism. Y'all niggas is destroying Pan-Africanism because we got all the white supremacists got to fall at the same time. Stubborn minority, keep on pushing that idea. Stubborn minority, keep on talking about the idea. You got other groups, nationalists, everybody, people going for reparations. How y'all gonna interfere with the reparation shit? Now, as the time went on and the stubborn minority hung on to the idea, now you start hearing other people coming around to the points that these young people was making back then. We are a tribe with a unique history and a unique debt that's owed to us. Now you hear people talking about the same books that they was reading. You hear people talking with the same talking points, but they ain't saying ADOS. But I'm not stupid. I can see this shit happening. All it takes is a small group of us that are consistent with our views, consistent with what we say, consistent in what we do, and we're spreading it over this social media piece, and we will have more influence than some of these big ass churches. We don't need everybody. We just need a dedicated few, because that's who changed the world. I want you to think about this. Going back to Hannibal, it wasn't all of Carthage that ran up into Rome and fucked it up for the time that it did. It was a small, stubborn minority that stuck with his ass that did that. They flipped the whole country on its side. Alexander didn't have everybody from Macedonia and everybody from Greece. He had a small, stubborn minority and was able to flip the world upside down. All we got to do, because it ain't about winning all the goddamn time. We think it's about winning it's about getting the fucking message out. Set yourself on fire and the world will stop to watch. And I'm just saying, many of my elders didn't have a platform to set themselves on fire so that motherfuckers would even know they on fire. Back in the 60s and the early 70s, you could set yourself on fire and just burn. Nobody would know to see you burn. We got a motherfucking platform. Nobody knew. Right now, you can set yourself on fire and the whole world can see that shit. Let's use it. Y'all want to see somebody on fire? I get up on this motherfucker every morning and argue and talk and pour libations and do all the crazy shit that you need to see a motherfucker burn. And I will open up a platform for other people to get up and do what they need to do. Let's set our motherfucking selves on fire and get these ideas out there so that we can develop the stubborn minority that can make, if nothing else, but a splash in 2023. See, because now also we had this current election coming up, and we got these motherfuckers talking about they need our votes. Then talk to us like you need our vote. What are you gonna do for us? And excuse me, some of y'all might get offended, as ADOS, as American descendants of slavery. My people have been here. I could count back 7 generations. There is no motherfucker on this soil that's more American. I built this motherfucker than me. I'm sorry. When I go to Africa, I go to visit. I'm coming back to my grandparents' bones. I'm coming back to my grandparents' house. I'm coming back to the place where my great-great-grandparents built. As much as I would love to call someplace else home, I can't. And in my home, I have to watch a motherfucker that look like me, almost the same size as me, maybe as intimidating as I can be, have to lay on the ground and have a little white boy with his knee on his neck and he has to die. That's some bullshit. And we don't have to accept that shit, and we no longer will. Now, as Navita says, sometimes shit has to get torn up, and I have no problem with that. But the only thing I'm asking for is this. When shit getting tore up, I want to make sure I know where the order coming from for that shit to get tore up. That's it. That's how I roll. I believe in order. I want to know where the motherfucking order is coming for that shit. Is it us? Or is it the other motherfuckers that's trying to get us in a fucked up position? Because I seen a lot of motherfuckers make a come up off our suffering. This whole country is built up on our suffering. Period. So I have to be very careful with anything that I see going on out here, because I see motherfuckers are thinking 3 steps ahead. While we still caught up in this murder, we got other motherfuckers that have already built scenarios that are 3 times beyond this. Those that are thinking. It's deeper than just brother that was there, even though his death is meaningful. It's deeper than that. But I'm going to stop right there because I was about somebody else got something. Y'all got to have something to say. Shut me up, please.
I'm glad you say you said, this is Elder Mama Condi. I'm glad you said we don't have to be a large number. Hannibal was proof of that.
Hell yeah.
We didn't have big ships like these crackers did. But he would do simple shit like throw snakes on the deck of their ship. They ain't going to be worried about us. They ain't trying to shoot at us. They trying to figure out how they're going to survive these damn snakes.
Right.
He was brilliant. Malcolm was right. All you got to do is let history be best qualified to reward all our research.
Oh man.
Everything we need to do, everything is noted in our history. If we go back and read, study, research, we'll have every answer to every problem that we are facing.
And I'm gonna even go deeper than that because not even deeper. Let me say this. This is why I talk about wisdom mining. Because how did Hannibal learn? See, Hannibal, when he took over, he was very young. So there was a certain system that was there that Hannibal was able to glean wisdom from. Our ancestors left us all of the wisdom that we need to overcome this beast through the proverbs and through the stories. Going back, you look at one of the stories about Hannibal and having to deal with the Romans and them needing to get out of a tight spot. What'd he do? He straps rams or sheep with horns or whatever it is, and he ties the fire around the horns of all these animals, and he forces them uphill and set that shit on fire. And the Romans think that his army is going uphill because they hear all the goddamn noise, and they go over to try to ambush him. But when they get over to ambush him, they see it ain't nothing but a bunch of sheep. Hannibal and his crew is gone. That was stories and wise sayings of our elders. Sometimes, see, and I'm gonna say this, just like with religion, sometimes I think some of us hide behind, well, we need to perfect the study too. I want to be clear on what the study means. The study means that we're going and we getting that wisdom. We getting that deep wisdom that our ancestors left for us in those nuggets. You know what I'm saying? Because Hannibal didn't sit in no goddamn library his whole life. He got out there and did that shit, so he had to have rules of thumb that he was able to use immediately in times of trouble. Unfortunately, the politics that was going on in Carthage didn't support his rules of thumb and shit like that, you know, because they was doing the shit we doing right now, you know, what we kind of do, you know how we do, you know.
And we learn from that too.
We learn from that too. I agree.
There are only two things that a person can teach you, and only two things that you can learn.
What's that?
And those are as follows: what to do and what not to do.
Did y'all hear that? What to do and what not to do. You know. But yeah, it don't take a lot of us, family. You know what I'm saying? But it takes that stubborn minority, and you throughout history we have seen the stubborn minority make massive changes to the world. Ain't never been a large majority of motherfuckers that changed the world. It's always been a small minority. As many motherfuckers say that they and Mama Condi can attest to this. As many people that say they marched with Martin Luther King, or say that they was in the Panthers, or say that they was with Move, Mama Condi can attest to the fact that probably 75% of them motherfuckers is lying.
They wasn't nowhere around. Nowhere around. We getting our black asses beat damn near to death. So where was Patricia? I don't know. Her ass was nowhere around. Patricia's ass gone. Her and James both. Mm-hmm.
And there's other elders that could tell you the truth, right? Because you look at the films and you think, and you see the march. But please understand, when you see the march, please understand that the march was organized by a stubborn minority and led by a stubborn minority. And because it was made popular, other people joined on. And just because they was walking does not mean that they was truly involved with the movement.
A lot of people are used to being present, and we get confused. We think because they were there that they were a part.
I marched with King.
A lot of people like that. They like to be seen.
Right.
But they're not doing any work.
I marched with King. I was in the Black Panthers. Yeah, all that. Come on, family. It was a small group. Let's be very clear on that. You know what I'm saying? And it was, and then on top of that, it was a small group that was funding them. And usually, and what's crazy is some of the names that you would hear that was funding some of these groups, you would never believe. When you hear that when Martin Luther King went to jail, he'd be like, hey, call Sammy. You'd be like, what? Call Sammy. You know what I'm saying? Sammy, get them all out of jail. You'd be surprised. Small minority. And that your seriousness will bring other people in or bring other people around to support what we're doing. But they have to see that. And they have to see your belief. Because nobody will, what's the saying in Gye-Nyame? Nobody will take better care of your shit than you will, nor should they. This struggle is ours. Motherfuckers say black and brown, but the bottom line is it's ours. Motherfuckers say black and Hispanic, but it's ours. Motherfuckers say black and gay, but it's ours. Nobody will respect your shit more than you, nor should they. Nobody will protect what's yours more than you, nor should they. You should never expect that out of nobody else. I'm sorry. I done went off. I'm about to go on. But anybody got any closing words for the family before we get up out of here? Because they might take me off of YouTube or some shit after this. I'm sorry.
Good talk. Good talk.
That's funny.
Yes, it is, but it's kind of true,
Thank you, Hatem.
Thank you.
No, this is real talk.
Thank you for being willing, and thank you for being.
Hey, that GNJSupport.com or what?
It's y'all. I was about to. I'm gonna play that, but it's GNJMedia.support. GNJMedia.support. Those that want to support what we do here at GNJ Media, because like I said, what we're trying to do is we're trying to set up a model for the rest of the country, because like, for example, Mama Condi said we got to take our shit seriously, right? And it's like, and she says that if she lives below her means, she could feed 28 people. But what if 28 people take $10 a month? That ain't, if they can afford it, and put that shit together. What if 2,000 people in the community put $10 a month together? Would Mama Condi have to live below her means in order to feed 28 people? See, the system that we're fighting against, these motherfuckers learned it from somewhere. We want to take credit for everything, but we don't want to take credit for everything. If white people got everything from us, all of inventions, all this shit we started, where did they get the system that they're using?
From us.
But we don't want to claim that shit.
And we don't even want to use our own system.
We don't want to use our own system.
To help ourselves.
And the system that they're using is the taxation of the people. If you are in the village, if you are in the nation, there's a self-taxation piece that has to go on so that everybody can be served. But you can't do that if we are rugged individuals, can you? Why y'all get me started? Why you get me started on that, man? I was trying to go. Come on.
I'm trying to let you go.
But you brought that up, man. But I mean, because I got to explain it. I can't just say GNJ Media support, GNJMedia.support, and just leave it. No. family, if we want to be free, we got to tax ourselves. Because you can't maintain the territory if the people are not willing to put money into the coffers, so that when some shit like this happens, you know what I'm saying, we could put soldiers out in the field for 3 months without anything coming in. That's why they call it a war chest. But what happens with the chest when they ain't at war? The war chest, when they're in war, becomes the people's chest, where you are able to take care of the people. What does that mean? That means if there's some repairs that need to be done, far as the where y'all live, that shit is able to go there as well. But no, we don't think like that. You know what I'm saying? It's like these motherfuckers. We create everything. We built the pyramids. So you think the pharaohs was ruling shit and gold was just popping on their ass? No, they had motherfuckers digging the gold. And they had other motherfuckers paying taxes so that they could pay the people to dig the gold up.
That's right.
And you think the pyramids just rose up out the sand? No, they had motherfuckers paying taxes so that shit could be built too. Get off the magic Negro shit. That's why that white boy sat on that black man's neck, because they think we magic Negroes and they think that we can survive almost anything. I swear to God, that white boy probably said somewhere, I thought he was tougher than that. I thought they could take that type of shit. Y'all we still on the magic Negro shit. No, the pyramids didn't rise up out of magic. No, the libraries that we had didn't rise up out of magic, or the research that we didn't just mystically pop up to us. No, we had to pay for all the research. We had to pay for each one of the blocks. We had to pay for all of that. And it came from a collective coffer that we collected. That on the outside, motherfuckers that was jealous of what we was doing was watching and taking notes. And not only were we taking it from the inside, but we was also taking, because I want y'all to check this out, we was taking tributes. See, I maybe motherfuckers just don't study history and shit. We was taking tributes. What's a tribute? A tribute is where another country, to keep you from coming in and kicking their ass, will send you money.
That's right. They arrive with big containers.
Oh man!
All kind of gold and jewels,
all types of shit.
You know, silver
and their daughters,
all kinds of food,
and their daughters,
and you know, fabric, cloth. Oh wow! Yeah, I hear you.
we don't understand that. And they don't. Yes. Oh, say that again.
Yes.
And their daughters.
Yes.
Tribute. Right?
Yes.
So that we would not come over there and kick their motherfucking ass. So they had time to do their little shit in secret and keep their notes. Yeah. Come on, family. They paid us so well that we stayed about their business so long that now we are on the bottom. That shit ain't gonna happen again. We got to pass the story forward. Look, along with taking tribute, you need to send motherfuckers over there to find out what these motherfuckers is doing. Tribute meant that not only was we taking taxes from us as ourselves, but we had other people paying us money into our treasury so that we could do more for the homeland. Right now, we're paying tribute. When you go to the corner store, you're paying tribute to what was the dude's, what was the bad guy's name in that they had in that movie 300?
I know you talked about.
I saw that before I went blind. I can't think of the guy's name, but I know what you're talking about.
His Committee of 300?
No. I'm trying to use historical figures. When we go to the corner stores, we're paying tribute to Darius, and what was Darius' son's name from the Persians?
Well, say
Xerxes or Cambyses?
Xerxes or one of all of them. We're paying tribute to them when we go to the stores in our neighborhoods. When we pay rent, right? We're paying tribute to Alexander. I just want to put it in a historical perspective for y'all, so that you understand what you're doing, right? See, black folks' lives is based on tribute right now. When at one point in time in history, tribute to us was extra. We got tribute. Now we paying tributes out just so that we can exist. How y'all like? How I feel? How did it feel to you, right? We like that, don't we? It's easier to pay tribute than to have other motherfuckers paying tribute to us, right? Oh, we gonna flip the perspective here, Gye-Nyame Journey for you. Well, I blew up old paradigms. I ain't got time for this shit. Cause the riots used to serve me. God damn it. Alexander was trying to meet with the gods outside of Olympus and come to Ethiopia. Come on now. We live in an existence that is below a slave. It's below a slave because a slave at least had an idea of what he was and was trying to get free from it. We pay tribute to everything and everyone in this motherfucking country. And I'm just saying it's about time that we start rising up and start getting motherfuckers to pay tribute to us. See, yeah, thank you for saying Ashe, man. I need to go. Y'all got me. I'm all twisted up now. I'm messed up. My stomach hurt now.
You good? You good?
And I'm gonna end it on this. Fuck Alexander. Fuck Darius. Fuck Xerxes. Because all
the Cambyses he rode in.
Right. And the Cambyses he rode on them. Because all these motherfuckers strive to be like you. And and because we don't study history, we don't know that. And now we sitting over here and everybody is just milking us and taking from us and abusing us and sitting on our goddamn necks while we die in the goddamn street. I gotta wake up in the morning and fear driving to work every motherfucking day because there's a possibility that one of these racist motherfuckers could pull me over in a car, shoot me dead, and motherfuckers will forget about me in 2 weeks. Give me a motherfucking break. That shit is that's not living. This ain't living. Riot and then forget about me. What kind of shit is that? Name some shit after me and build. That's what we supposed to be doing. I'm sorry. But family, I'm sorry. Let me go on to
No, there's no sorry.
And I mean, and that's what you're really getting to is the idea that institutions is what is going to make us last, endure into the future. Yeah.
And this is why I have a problem with people when they say we all come from kings and queens.
And so.
See, but this is the issue. Motherfuckers don't know that kings and queens are institutions and not people.
Yeah.
You can't see that shit?
That's obvious.
Yeah, it's obvious for us.
Those who know.
At least those that know. Yeah. It's obvious to those who know.
If you look at it today. Everybody thought Obama was going to make a difference.
Oh, my God.
No, Obama was, okay, for example, I love this example that I give. Take a load of shit. It's in a pile and sit it in a closet. You put makeup on it, eyeliner, eyelashes, a wig, earrings. You spray perfume on it. You put some cute jewelry around its neck. You pierce its nose. You put lipstick on it. You close the closet. You go back some extended time later, and it still smells like shit. That's what Obama was in the election where he became president. You can't paint the face of imperialism and think it's gonna be something different magically. It's not.
You know what you
it's
just
not.
described, Mama
It's
Candy.
still gonna be what, baby?
You described why Esau was killed.
Why Aesop was killed?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, basically what happened.
He said he gave them the same analogy that you just gave, and they got rid of it. Go ahead, go and break it down.
Oh shit.
He gave the same analogy that you gave and got murdered.
Well, I am a Conte. You know, we are the griots, the jollies, and the marabouts. We tell the truth.
You know,
I not like it, but we tell the truth.
Might not, yeah, especially, you know what I'm saying? The only time truth becomes a problem is when you paying tribute.
And when the liars don't like it.
Right.
And the liars are in power.
Right.
Paying tribute.
But family, I want to thank you for joining us in the congregation of the mighty, the home of the stubborn minority, the place where your hustle builds muscle. This is Gye-Nyame Journey Media.
Bye-bye.
I am Brother Hatem. We also was joined by the Honorable Elder Mama Condi, the Black Yoda himself. We also was joined by who else was on the line? Who else on the line out there? Illumila is out there. Sister Navita was out there. Brother Quasi was out there. And this is a Heart of a Simple production.
Kwame.
Shaka checked in.
Oh, and Shaka checked in. It's a Heart of a Simple production. Where we strive to blow up your old paradigm. Family, I want to thank y'all for joining us. I will catch you for the toast tomorrow morning. This is Brother Hatem, and I'm out. Peace.
Put that sight up.
You say who?
Put that sight up.
Oh, okay, cool. All right, let's run a commercial. We're going to run a commercial. Hold on.
To have melanin embedded in our skin is a gift. Oh my gosh, when I say too black, you say too strong. Too black? Too strong? Yeah. We were born to be great. Oh my gosh, when I say too black, you say too strong. Too black?
Join us at GNJMedia.support.